What's going on, everyone? It's me, Lone. I really hope you've been doing all right. Most of you probably haven't seen my face in a while, and if you take one quick look at my channel, the answer is painfully obvious as to why. I simply haven't been uploading to LoneVaultWanderer. Yes, I did have a video this week, and that was about Doom the Dark Ages at the Xbox Developer Direct, but to be honest, most of you didn't see it because, one, as I mentioned, I haven't been uploading, so views on my channel are a bit in the toilet right now. The channel just hasn't been consistent enough to get those views that I used to. Also, two, it wasn't a Fallout or Starfield video, and even on a good day when my channel's pumping, videos that aren't Fallout or Starfield also struggle to get views. So because of those things and other stuff as well, most of you didn't see that video, most of you haven't seen my face in a while, and that's completely on me. So I thought it'd be a good time now to explain where I've been, what I've been doing, why I haven't been uploading to this channel, LoneVaultWanderer, and also explain as well what I think the future of LoneVaultWanderer could be or will be. I'm still figuring it out, as you might have noticed. I mean, for the past year, I've been trying to figure out what I want to do with this channel. But I want to share some thoughts about where I might like to see the channel go. And I'd love to get your feedback and thoughts on that as well, in terms of the kind of content that you want me to see, what videos that you want me to do. So please share your thoughts in the comments below. But first of all, it is much more important to explain where I've been and why I haven't been uploading. And there's been three big reasons in that regard. First of all, as I mentioned a few months ago in a video, I do have a full-time job. If you remember the history, I got made redundant from my previous job. I then decided, kind of out of sheer necessity, that I was going to try and do YouTube full-time. In the middle of that, my wife and I moved twice, which was just really made things difficult to do YouTube full-time because we were in and out of two different places and constantly moving. And then this opportunity for this job came along and I took it. So now I'm working as a global communications manager at PlaySide Studios. PlaySide Studios is a video game developer and publisher here in Australia. And I've had the opportunity to do a lot of PR stuff and influencer stuff and quite recently a lot of social media stuff on titles like Age of Darkness Final Stand. We just launched that into 1.0 from early access. Kill Knight as well was the first title that I really helped launch at PlaySide when I joined. And I've also had the opportunity to work on Mouse PI for Hire. Mouse PI for Hire is that black and white FPS rubber hose animated style shooter. And that's been developed by Fumi Games. And we're helping publish that game. So it's been very busy. It's been very busy. And as all of you with a full-time job would know, once you get home after a busy day, sometimes the last thing that you want to do is jump in front of a computer and do more work, which ultimately is kind of what YouTube is and has been for me. I've been exhausted. Naturally, I've been exhausted. I just want to hang out with my wife, my dog, play some games on my own and just chill. So a lot of my energy and motivation to make YouTube content for LoneVaultWanderer just hasn't been there. But also as well, the second reason is that I also have a second YouTube channel. And some of you might not know about this, but I have a MMA and video games podcast that I run with UFC middleweight Rob Whittaker. We've been doing that for a few years now, and the channel is doing really well, actually. And we try and do one video a week. I try and do multiple cuts of the podcast as well each week, so sometimes we're doing multiple uploads. And when I have the spare time and when I have the energy, it has been going into that channel. That channel is called MM Arcade if you are interested in MMA and video game stuff. And I've really been enjoying doing the podcast. Podcasting is something that I was super passionate about, and I've just been enjoying MM Arcade. I've really enjoyed seeing the channel grow. So a lot of my spare time has gone into that. And then the third reason, this is a bit more personal, and I don't want to get into it too much, but unfortunately, recently, my dad was diagnosed with cancer. So a lot of my time as well has been going home, seeing my family, seeing my dad, and my brain space, my mental capacity has been taken up with that as well. It's been a tough time, of course, for my dad, for my family, for myself. So with all those things combined, that is essentially why I haven't really been uploading to LoneVaultWanderer. I know that it's not an excuse for those of you that were subscribed to me, that were members, that had, subscribed to my Patreon. I know that it's not really an excuse, but that's the honest answer. That's why I haven't been uploading, and why the channel is a bit, as I mentioned, in the toilet right now. So that is that, but I do want to talk about the future of this channel, the future of LoneVaultWanderer, and where I see things going. Now, clearly, I intend to stay at this job. I'm really enjoying the job. Being back in games is awesome because my previous job wasn't games. Again, I'm working on titles that I'm excited about, that I'm interested in, passionate in. I really enjoy doing content creator stuff and working on social media and the PR side. And being back in games is honestly like, it feels like it really could be my future, right? So the job is going well, and I intend to continue that. So clearly I need to work out how to balance that and MMRK, my second channel, and Lone Vault Wanderer, and family, and my spending time with my wife and my dog and everything. There's a lot of competing interests there. So I do need to work it out. But if I just strip it back to the bare bones, one of the big reasons why I don't think full-time YouTube worked out for me, it's a bunch of stuff, right? But one of the biggest reasons was that I don't think that fundamentally I was actually enjoying what I was making. I wasn't really enjoying the videos that I was doing. I kept having in mind, and unfortunately I had to, but I kept having in mind to money and views and revenue. And I was always looking for the quick views, the quick news discussion or whatever it was to get views up really quickly. And it burnt me out very fast, very fast. I wasn't enjoying it in the moment. And then part of the burnout, I guess, that I had as well is that I felt incredibly isolated. I was so bloody alone. And it didn't help that we moved to a new city at the same time. We actually moved twice, which really made it hard to focus on YouTube. We were constantly in and out of boxes for a good few months there. So when we are in a new city and I'm trying to do YouTube full time and I have to be in front of this desk just making videos, I felt so bloody alone, so bloody isolated. And especially being in a new city, combined with making videos that I maybe didn't necessarily enjoy doing, I fundamentally struggled with doing full-time YouTube, and it was not working whatsoever. And then I had the job come along and I was interested in that, so I took it. So if I want to have a future with Lone Vault Wanderer and this YouTube channel, one of the biggest things that I need to figure out is what kind of videos do I actually want to make that I enjoy. I need to bloody enjoy this thing, especially if I'm doing it in my spare time. And I'm meant to be doing it for the fun of it and not necessarily for money, because that's not my big concern anymore, right? I need to get back to making videos that I actually bloody enjoy making. And that's always been something that I've struggled with, always. The reason I started this channel is because I was excited for Fallout 4. And there were leaks, there were rumors, there were news and discussions. I was so bloody passionate about it, right? This channel has always thrived when there's been an upcoming rumored game for me to talk about. That's the shit I live and breathe, brother. Like, you know what I mean? That's the stuff that I really enjoy doing. And I did that, a bit as well for Starfield 2. But Fallout 4 was obviously where my channel really, really grew and got its bearings. So when there isn't an upcoming Bethesda Game Studios games to do that with, I really struggle. To figure out, all right, the game is out. What content do I want to do? That's where I don't know what I'm doing. That's where I can't figure out what kind of content do I want to do. Guides, tutorials, reviews. I've tried everything and nothing has really stuck. And part of the reason why I'm so fond of MMRK and I've really been enjoying that channel is because podcasting is something that I really enjoy doing. So a big thing that I've been thinking about is maybe I can start podcasting on this channel and doing a video games podcast. Maybe I can have a podcast where I'm inviting other YouTubers to talk about games and upcoming games and news and whatever it might be. Maybe I can invite industry colleagues and people to talk about their jobs and what they've been doing in games and games that they're excited about. Doing a podcast on this channel is absolutely something that I really want to do. I still need to figure it out, how it's going to work and how I can balance it, how many podcast episodes I can do a week. But that's something that I want to do. But also as well, part of me really wants to return back to Fallout. I have not made a Fallout 76 video in a good while. And I don't need to go into the reasons as to why now. I've talked about that in a few videos in the past. But part of me really wants to return to Fallout. And of course, Fallout 76 and the Fallout TV show, and maybe anything else Fallout that Bethesda and Bethesda Game Studios has planned. That's something that I really want to do. And of course, we got that Fallout 76 school update coming. And I think that could be a perfect opportunity to do that. And of course, Fallout has always worked well on my channel. So I think mentally, I'm ready to go back into the game, jump back in and start making content. And I'm motivated for it. So that with the podcast, maybe there's something in there with those two things for the future of Lone Vault Wanderer. But then the next thing that I'm still trying to figure out is that, again, going back to me doing full-time YouTube, part of the reason why my channel wasn't succeeding or getting the views that it needed to was because everything that I made was like time sensitive. News videos and discussions videos get a lot of views in the first day or two, and then they drop the hell off. They drop the hell off and they don't get any views. I looked at my channel's top performing videos before I uploaded last week, right? Over the past 28 days. And all the videos that were doing well were all old, evergreen, tutorial, guide style videos. Those are the videos that really you need to be making on YouTube. If you want this thing to actually work, you need to be making videos that are relevant in a month from now, 2 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now. When you have videos that like that are all slowly trickling, getting you views, that's really how you set a channel up to succeed. And I wasn't doing that with news. I wasn't uploading consistently enough every day, really, to make a news channel work. So that's something that I need to figure out as well. And then also part of the issue is that my videos weren't really set up to get sponsors. I wasn't really getting sponsors, and that's another big part of the money situation that you need to bring in if you want to try and do YouTube full time. So all of those things I need to figure out. I need to figure out what videos that I actually enjoy making and start doing that. You know, probably returning back to Fallout, doing that podcast as I mentioned, but also figuring out how to make my videos more evergreen and more attractive for sponsors. So that's all going on in my head, but generally that's the vibe. That's the kind of direction that I see LoneVaultWanderer going in. And then part of the reason for this video is to get your ideas. Have a think about what I said and let me know what you think. Like, what would you like to see from this? I know this is always a very hard question to ask viewers because you're all going to have different opinions about what you want to see. Some of you might be like, I really love to see Let's Plays, and we know that content that might not do well. Then others are like, I want to see you do this video. And I'm like, well, I don't want to do that. It's always hard, but it just gets the juices flowing. And that's why I love asking the question so bloody much. Even if it just starts a discussion and it starts the thought process, to me, that's infinitely valuable because someone's going to say something one day that's like, I'm going to do that, or that's a great idea, let me incorporate that. So I would love to hear your thoughts. I really do value all of your opinions. Every time I've asked this question, I do. I will read every single one of your comments on this video, but hopefully this video has helped clarify where I've been and also the potential future or the future of LoneVaultWanderer. So thank you so much for those of you that ended up watching and listening to the end. Please let me know your thoughts again in the comments below. And it's good to be back. It's good to be back to YouTube. Again, if you want to see me on the other channel, talk to Rob. It's called Arcade. We talk about video game stuff there as well. So I haven't been completely absent from YouTube, but I need to figure this channel out. And that's what I'm really going to be thinking about over the next few weeks. So anyways, let me know your thoughts. And until next time, this has been Lone. Please take care of yourselves. And would you kindly keep fighting the good fight.